Let us go to here, and we are on page 25.
What were you planning on doing with that book?
Okay. So if you recall, last day, we were looking at how to do this without using the special button on your calculator. Okay? So today we're going to finish that off. So we have 3.45 times 10 to the 2 divided by, we're halfway down the page. Okay, so we're near the bottom of the page. 3.45 times 10 to the 2 divided by 1.20 times 10 to the 5. So we're going to do the coefficients first, the mantissas first. We are going to take our 3.45, divide by 1.20, and we get 2.875. Yes? Okay. Now, if you want to, you can round this to the correct sig figs right now. Okay, this might actually be a better way of doing it. You can say, how many sig figs should I have in my answer? Is this about sig figs or is it about uncertain digits? Sig figs, because it is multiplying and dividing. What if it were adding and subtracting? Throw the sig figs out the window and just worry about your uncertain digits. Okay? So this would round to 2.88 because we have 3 sig figs and 3 sig figs. Now, our powers of 10. Oh, where did it go? Oh, here we are. Okay, good. We have 10 to the 2 and 10 to the negative 5. What do we do with exponents when they are divided? We subtract them, yes? Okay, so we're going to take 10 to the 2 and we are going to subtract negative 5. And you can see I did that down here. What did I do wrong? I have 2 minus negative 5 and I got 3. That is not correct. What is it? No. What is 2 minus negative 5? 2 plus 5, which is 7. So obviously I need to fix this. I'm on a roll today. So many things wrong. Oh my gosh. Okay. Huh? Do I make the book? Yes. Every book. You have 7 books, 8 books for this class. I've done my grade 9s. Anyway. Yeah. 7. So we got a 7 and a 7. So it's going to be 2.88 times 10 to the 7. And look, it says 2 sig figs, but obviously that is wrong. It should be 3 sig figs. Again, I need to fix that. Okay? All right. We are not going to do the question on the next page, so we're going to skip most of page 26. You can read it if you want to. Doesn't matter. Basically, you do not need to show all the work as long as you perform it correctly. Yes? Okay. So in here, you are going to do these. You need to make sure your final answer is 1 in scientific notation. How do you know if it's not in scientific notation? You might have 2 digits in front of the decimal. Yeah? That would be not scientific notation. You might have a 0.268. That is neither of these. These are not scientific notation. Yes? Okay, so you would have to fix those. So number one, it needs to be in scientific notation. And number two, it needs to be to the correct sig figs. Okay, so you can do your math, and then you make sure that it is in scientific notation and it is correct sig figs. You can do those in either order. You can do sig figs before scientific notation or scientific notation before sig figs. Okay, so you are going to take some time and you are going to do numbers 1 through 5, 6, 8, 10. If you finish early and you're waiting for us, you can do number 2, 4, 7, 9, or you can start working on the quiz review thing. Yeah? And then we're going to learn how to do it on our calculator. So we'll give you, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes to work on this. Something like that. Between 5 and 10 minutes. Pause this so we don't have to watch it do nothing. So this is the answer that your calculator spits out. 10.8 times 10 to the 6. Yes? So what you could do, what I've done is I've changed it into scientific notation and then I've gone with sig figs. But you could say, I don't want to do it that way. I want to say I need 2 sig figs. So I'm going to round this then to 11 times 10 to the negative 6. And then I will change it into 1.1 times 10 to the negative 5. That's also fine. You can do the sig figs first and then change it into scientific notation. So the second one would look like, I would say number 3. Let's do number 3. Number 3, we have 3 sig figs. We have 2 sig figs. So we need 2 sig figs in the answer. So number 3, I need 2 sig figs. That is a 4. So that is now going to become 44 times 10 to the 5, which would then become 4.4 times 10 to the 6. Okay? Doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as you end up with sig figs and scientific notation at the end. Okay? Okay, Sharon, you had a question. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, proceed. Probably something. Yeah, but it's so much effort to use this, so I pick up. Because AP doesn't care anymore. Yes, they don't care about environment.
Weird.
But I'll let you. Yes, they should, but they don't. I questioned that after, I also questioned like. I mean, you'll find that, no, but.
Everything.
What do you mean? I got pissed off. Physics.
I love physics.
That's fine. Yeah. Yes.
That's why.
Expense?
Yes.
Yes.
They don't call it that.
I would like you to draw my attention to this so I don't mark you wrong just by accident.
Because often what I do is I'm marking a page, I don't even know who it belongs to. So I would have to put it on the front page. So if you do that, just be like, I'm using the rounding rule. Or just be like, this is rounding. That would be enough, okay? What is wrong? Good gracious. Good gracious. I'll be right with you, Ella. B, where's B? B. Why does it say A? I filed them wrong. I filed them wrong. I know. You mean like but I need those calories like I need a whole. Okay.
I'm trying.
I'm sorry. I'm marking it in
Actually, that was before we.
she marks it like no, I'm figuring out.
Okay. Say,
Yeah, just going.
Questions? Anyone? Yes.
Over here. But in the answer, why is it oh, I didn't know. Starting 100%.
It will either say EXP or EE or times 10 to the X. I would like you to look on your calculator and find that button. Yes. You have all three.
I have two of them. I have two. But I have two of them.
What do you got?
Oh, I have 10 to the power of X here.
No, you don't. You have don't. You do not. No.
That's right there.
It's it says times 10 to the X. It is not 10 to the X.
Right there.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Evan,
And you are done with
Absolutely.
Tell me what is different between these two. What is different? Shh. What is different between these two? Are these different from each other? Yes. Shh. Do not use the 10 to the X button. Do not use this one. If your calculator has times 10 to the X, not just 10 to the X, times 10 to the X, then you can use it. Each of these buttons do the same thing. They all mean times 10 to the something. Yes? So they all are there to do scientific notation for you. Okay? So here is how you are going to type in the number 6.02 times 10 to the 23. Okay? You will type, obviously, 6.02, and then you pick the one that is on your keyboard, EXPEE, or times 10 to the x, and then you type in the exponent, 23. Okay? Has anyone not found that button on their calculator?
Sometimes it's a second function, so we'll have to look.
Just buttons of it.
Wow.
Just spins.
Yes.
Instead of giving the full value, it just shows this.
Yes.
Oh, is that what it is?
So your calculator, if you plug this in, it may show the following. Sometimes it's in like little teeny tiny writing. Okay, up at the top right. Sometimes some calculators will show it like this. Okay? It just depends on what your calculator does. Some of them will actually have a little teeny tiny. Okay? It just depends what your calculator does. Now, here's what you're not going to do. You are not going to use 6.02. You are not going to type times. You are not going to type in the 10. No, no, no. And you're not going to type in a caret, or you're not going to use an x to the y. No, no. You're not going to type times 10 to the x, 23. No, no. Okay? I'm trying to save you from calculator errors later, because what your calculator will do, if you use this button, it will automatically put this entire thing in its head. It's thinking everything in there is in brackets. Yeah? It's all one number. If you use the EXP exponent, it thinks it's all one number. So you're not running the risk of multiplying when you should be dividing. Okay? We'll see what that looks like in just a moment. So here are some things. No, do not use the caret. That's what this thing's called. It's called a caret. Okay? Do not, yes, use the EXP button. Yes, use EXP, no x to the y. I got a little carried away with diagrams. Do not use the x with the little box at the top. No, 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 no. No, no. Times 10 to the x? Yes. Do not do the second function log. Do not do second function log. That will take the anti-log rather than doing a scientific notation. Okay? You don't want to take an anti-log, you want to do scientific notation. They have different functions. Okay? The buttons do different things. There is a use for all of these buttons, but not here. Okay? Sometimes your EE might be hiding as a second function. Okay? There are calculators where you have to press shift or second function and then it's up the top. Okay? Here are some ways that your calculator might display it. 6.02 times 10 to the 23, 3 times 10 to the 2. Do not use the log, no logs. Do not use that 10 to the x. No logs, no carets. No logs, no carets. Okay. So here are some common calculator errors and how to fix them. I would like you to type this number as best you can. Type this whole thing into your calculator so that you will get the correct answer. Do it as best you can at this point, and we'll see what you get. So type that in. So you should get 2 times 10 to the negative 3 or 0.002. If you did not get that, then you probably did something like this. Anyone get, let's see, 4, anyone get 2,000? 2,000? No? Yeah? Did you use the times button at any point? I don't use the times button. You use the times button. What did you do? Show me. Okay. Students are being, college professors are saying that students cannot go quickly enough. Yes. Yep. And there are some ways that it will work. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes it will work for you, sometimes it won't. If you forget the brackets, it won't work for you. Also, college professors are saying students are unable to complete their tests on time. One of the things that is wasting your time is using 7 keystrokes when you could use 3. Yes? I'm not kidding you. You go from 7 keystrokes to 3 keystrokes. Yes? So what you can do, all right, if you typed in 4 divided by 2, your calculator says, I know 4 divided by 2, that is 2. Yes? If you then type in times, then it says, I know 2 times 10. 2 times 10 to the power of 3. That's what we're saying here. This is 10 to the power of 3. That is 2,000. That's not what we wanted, though. We did not want to multiply by 10 to the 3 because 10 to the 3 is in the denominator. Yes? So, if you can solve it this way, you can say 4 divided by bracket 2 times 10 to the 3 bracket, or bracket 2, I don't even know how to do it, times, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know how to type it in. Okay, but look how many keystrokes this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 keystrokes. How many keystrokes here? 1, 2, 3. Yes? Also, if you know how to use this, it means you know how to use your calculator. You are not being willfully ignorant. You're not like, I'm going to do it the way I've always done it because I've always done it this way. You are learning a new skill on your calculator. New skills are good. Welcome them with open arms. Okay? It is fantastic, this little button. Okay? If you use the caret method, you risk forgetting the brackets. If you ever forget the brackets and you're dividing, you will get the wrong answer. Okay? If you you don't have to worry about forgetting brackets if you can constantly use the E button or the EXP or the times 10 to the whatever. Okay? Now, if you are determined to use whatever the heck method it is you are. I cannot stop you, but I will say I have been teaching for 29 years and it doesn't generally go well. Okay? 29 years, just saying, probably almost twice as long as most of you have been alive. Yes? Teaching, right? I started doing Chemistry 11 in 1988. 1988. So that's, I don't know how many years that is. That's a frickin' lot of years. 34 years, something ridiculous like that. Yes? Thank you. 36 years. 36 years. He's not here. There we go. Okay. I would like everybody to try typing in this so that you get the right answer. 24 divided by 3 times 4. If you get 2, you're good. If you get, what is it, 16? 32? If you get 32, you're wrong. Now, your calculator follows order of operations to the best of its ability. It sees 24 divided by 3 and it says, I know what that is. That is 8. Yes? If you then type times, it then multiplies by 4 rather than doing what it should do, which is dividing by 4. Yes? 2 ways to fix it. First way, you can put it in brackets. You can put the stuff in the denominator in brackets. Once again, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keystrokes. Okay? Or, this one doesn't save you as many. You can type in divided by 3 and then divided by 4. Because you want to take 24, you want to divide it by 3, and you want to divide it by 4. Did you catch that? You want to take the 24, you want to divide it by 3, and you want to divide it by 4. So you can just type in 23 divide by 3 divide by 4, which again will save you 2 keystrokes. Doesn't sound like a lot, but you save 5 keystrokes on the other one. You save 3 keystrokes on this one. If you're doing that on a consistent basis, you are saving yourself a lot of keystrokes. Yes? Okay. Now, just before we get into things with, negatives, you need to know the difference between this button. What does that button mean? Subtract. Doesn't mean minus, it means subtract. There is another button on your calculator somewhere. It's either going to look like this, or it's going to look like this. There's a couple calculators out there where it looks like this, and it's got little swippy swappy arrows. It's going to look like one of those 3 things. Okay? This says change the sign. Usually it means make it negative, but you could also use it to make it positive. So if you have a negative value, you can use that to make it positive. Usually it means make it negative. So if you want to type, now here's another thing. Do you need to type in these brackets? No. Do you need to type in these brackets? No. No. What I would do to do this is I would type in 8. Okay, so we got 8 times 10 to the, And then we'll use our make it negative 2. And then we are going to divide by, so we've divided by 7 times 10 to the 3. And remember, when you use this, it makes this all one number, so it does not need to be in brackets. Okay? And then I do not want to multiply. Normally this would be like multiply, but I don't actually want to multiply by 5 times 10 to the 4. I want to divide by, you got the idea? 5 times 10 to the negative 4. So divide by 5 times 10 to the negative 4. Could you stick that whole thing in brackets and multiply the 2? Yes, you could. But you're wasting keystrokes. Okay? But, like I said, if that makes you uncomfortable, you absolutely can put it in brackets and multiply.
What is your final answer to this?
What's the final answer for this? You should get, where are we
It
at?
doesn't say on what?
Does it say on the next page?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Does?
No,
No.
no, it doesn't. Let's see. 8 times 10 to the negative 2 divided by 7e3 divided by 5e negative 4 equals 0.22857, which would round to 0.02. Sorry, there's a 0 there. 0.02. Yes. Yes. Okay, we will leave it there. Actually, no, we will not leave it there. We've got 5 minutes and I got here with my other class, so let's do this. Here's an extra thing that people do. They will use the EE button.
Can I have a vote?
Vocab sheet, yes. They will use the EE button, but they will also multiply by 10. Right? They'll be like times 10, right? Times 10. But remember, EE means times 10 to the. So now you have times 10 times 10 to the 2, which means now you have times 10 to the 3, which is not what you wanted. So don't get excited and start trying to do times 10. Remember, when you're writing scientific notation, you should never touch the times button. Never multiply when you're writing scientific notation, not when you're doing that. Like if you want to multiply something in scientific notation by something else, then you can use the times button. Okay? This just tells you about the change button, change sign button. And in my other class, we did a bunch of these. So you can try some of them.
What is your other answer?
I don't know why they're always ahead. I don't know why. We always go faster. But it's okay because we're supposed to do something next. I don't know. Anyway, these will be for homework after your test tomorrow. Okay?
After this?
After the test tomorrow because you have a whole weekend. Yes?
Yeah, but I thought that's going to be the test.
No? Unit 1. This is unit 2.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, this one's easier.
Yes, it's much easier. I'm going to give you quizzes on this before we write a test on this. Yeah? If you have finished with your calculator and you have returned it, you can erase your name.
What is this?
Review.
Is that like a library virus or something? Or we don't have to I don't know if there's new. I wasn't.
Yes. Pardon me?
Oh, like.
What about them? You do not need to write the definition. You'll be given some multiple choice. You need to understand them. You might need to draw a picture. Okay, but if you had to draw that, don't draw that, draw that. Yes?
Or you're gonna just fill it blank.
Fill in the blanks, multiple choice, draw a picture. Yeah, okay?
For the measurements, were there any other measurements except like measuring?
The way we come,
You don't get to go. You're like.
I don't have answer.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
That's even the hardest thing. No, I think about it.
Talking about this.
Yeah, you're.
I am these. It's right.
Well,
The grass is like the actual but it's the grass. No, like.
Last year, that's what it's like to build that. No.
Yeah.
I was with Mr. H.
Yeah.
It's like build that.
Used to be like just popular.
I made my holiday. Oh, okay.
Is it
Yeah, mom's holiday, like half my classmates. My son's gonna be home.
how old is the son?
I'm so freaking tired right now.
How old is the son?
22. Yeah.
I
He
think
was
So you're back again,
going to school.
Literally, everybody was asking. Like every single person.
Well, I'm gonna be more used to here, so I have no idea what's
Yeah, right. I dropped something.
Oh, I think it's right.
There's one there. But like,
I know. Like,
No, Eric, you have to. Good stuff, all right.
nobody's interested in it. Thank you. Let's go.
You are welcome. Have a good evening.
Yeah, it was a joke.
I'm telling you.
Wait.
Yeah, I heard them, and I was like, "What did she try?" You said that's me. No, I said to all of you guys. I know you were trying. No, I said please. No, no, which is that one?